This episode of Inside Golf Podcast is brought to you by Inside Sports Network.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Boston Capital Truist, Steve, on the Hold the Green podcast.
All right, we are live. Tapping birdie.
All right, Carson Young is here.
I bet Ludwig at 28.
Let's go. I bet
You
him
do
at,
too?
I bet him at 25.
Low sevens. I think there's some guys in here we like.
Harris English at 7,300.
I love Brian Harmon at 3.5% this week.
What's up, guys? It's producer Cam here. ISN is now partnered with Shorty's Golf. Shorty's Golf is designed to provide kids with the perfect introduction to the game of golf by offering high-quality clubs and equipment specifically tailored to their need. They offer custom sizes for various age groups, ensuring that the kids have clubs that are tailored to their height and strength. They feature fun, vibrant colors and lightweight stand bags that are easily adjustable. Each set features real stainless steel clubs, high-quality materials, and sturdy construction, making them long-lasting while providing a real golf experience. So go check them out, golfshorties.com. Use ISN15 at checkout for $15 off your purchase.
What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday night. It's the Hold the Green podcast with your boy Capper and Twitterless Steve. We are on the eve of the Philly, well, not the eve, but we're 2 days away from the Philly Cricket Club. Apparently, it's going to be rain-soaked and soft, and I can't figure out who to bet, Steve, and that's what you're going to help me figure out tonight.
Yeah, apparently you are in a pretzel, and that was not one of the things you barfed up right before the show, by the way. No.
Definitely.
You want to tell everybody what happened right before we went on air?
Yeah, I threw up some salmon. It was fucking tasty. It was so good. So good. So
What
I'm
how'd you
violently ill
prepare?
on the stream, or I'll be able to push through it. I think it's all gone.
You think it's all gone? Okay. Do you have a bucket next to you just in case?
I got a trash can.
Yeah, trash can. Okay, perfect. This might be must-watch TV if more comes up, by the way. Yeah. There you go. We want something like odd to happen during the show, like something fall or like somebody run in or, you know, that would be a first in 5 years. Somebody vomits on air for us.
It would be a first.
That would be great.
Amazing, given the amount I drank at the beginning of this fucking podcast back in the day.
Yeah, but you know what? You were made of stronger stuff back then. You've kind of definitely mellowed out since the heart attack, for sure. So, all right. Well, you're in a pretzel this week.
Yep.
So I have come prepared for maybe a discussion about the golf course a little more, about a take that I've heard this week. But let's start with you, and maybe that will cover it.
All
So
right.
what exactly are you still kind of vexed with right now?
I despise most of the golfers at the top of the board.
Well, that's every week. So
Yeah. But usually I can just ignore them, right? Usually I can just be like, fuck it, I'll grab my guys at 20 and 30 and call it a day. But I have a feeling one of these guys is going to win. And if this is just going to be as soft as people are saying it's going to be, if this is going to be a wedge and putting fest, like, I don't know. I just don't know what to do. I really don't. Like, Morikawa is good with his wedges. Do I trust him to putt? JT, is he going to win back-to-back with its third caddy in 3 fucking weeks? Is Morikawa going to win because he has a new caddy because Griner is fucking hot? Is Cantlay going to finally win because it's the year of the loser and this is bent grass greens? And, you know, my brain is literally just fucking mush. Too much shit going on up here. Too much stuff.
Can I tell you an angle I took with the putting this week, by the way?
Yeah.
Not necessarily concerned with the last 50 rounds or last 16 rounds, because we've been playing a lot of overseed and Bermuda and POA, and we're going on fast bent grass surfaces that are basically, I would say, you know, they're classic greens, probably greens that you might find at like a major championship. They're going to be well manicured. Like, they're going to roll great. So I cared a lot more about like past performance on those types of greens. Like your Augustas, even like a Corda Narashino, they take really good care of those greens. I remember Hideki, when after he won, he's like, yeah, like I grew up growing up a putt on like really fast, like bent grass greens, like those Memorial, like a lot of BMW championship greens, like those types, like a lot of these like Northeast classic, like golf course, like greens with bent grass greens. Like, if I see good performances there and good history there, that's going to outweigh like, hey, you haven't been putting very well on overseed, or hey, you didn't putt very well on like, you know, at Hawaii or so. So that was my concern, I think, this week with the putting, where I'm picking some guys who have been struggling putting lately, but they have proven to do very well on these types of surfaces in the past, where I think it's just going to turn around.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I mean, I guess that's fair, right? I mean, that's the huge narrative behind Keegan. It's the Northeast. It's bent grass putting. It's Cantlay. It's like it's rampant through the Twitter streets, right? And so that has me kind of having FOMO on Keegan, obviously. Look, I haven't made a fucking card yet, so because I'm paralysis by analysis this week. It's I hate weeks like this. I fucking hate weeks like this when I get all excited, but then I get stuck. I just get stuck in my brain. Yeah. All right. So what is the thing that you want to correct?
Not correct. I think we just need to have a discussion about it.
Okay.
So have you heard the take about carry distance and like driving distance is like the biggest thing to target this week? Have you heard that at all? Because that apparently has been a narrative.
So once again, you know me, I don't take in a whole bunch of shit. Anyway, but I mean, I've heard like carry distance is important. Maybe not the biggest thing, right? But like you got to be long enough to carry these bunkers because it widens out after that. But we went over that on the thing. Like, I mean, it's all pretty forgiving anyway, right? I mean, it gets real open after they get past some of the air quote pinch areas. So
yeah, and that's what I kind of wanted to show everybody tonight.
Yeah,
and we're gonna go through a lot of holes. I mean, I'll go through it very quickly, but let's talk about this topic because listen, I'm an auditor and I'm willing to change my opinion if I actually hear a take and I drill down into it, say, yeah, like there's some merit to it. Or I audit it and say, yeah, how I took it, originally, that's how I want to take it.
Right.
Yeah. So I legitimately though, I did take another look. I took a harder look at how the holes are tee to green, where the bunkers are, where the fairways pinch in. Also, by the way, this is a great advertisement to become an insider. One of our insiders, Devin, who is just awesome. He's a great golfer in his own right. I think he shot 64 the other day to take down an amateur tournament, I think.
What's
I know. I have no idea what that's like. I know what it's like to shoot 64 on 9 holes sometimes, but
yeah, exactly. I think my low score in my life, I think, is 84.
Yeah, but he's a stick, and he actually used a program to show like the starting lines and suggested like club choices off the tee, like based on where the like the bunkers are, based on where the fairways pinch in, like what's the suggested like club. What's the best strategies? I kind of took to that and modified it a little bit. I'm going to show you actually guys the holes and like I charted out a little more. So
okay,
why don't we get to that? So all right, this is the 4th hole. So I went to much finer detail with all of this. So the widest part of the fairway is about 38 yards. It's 290 to this bunker.
Yeah.
Okay. It starts to narrow out to about 303. Now keep in mind as well, last year there are only 7 guys in this field that could carry it 300 or more. So, and we're not going to have the most optimal carry distance conditions this week. Temperature's going to be like in the 70s or so. Yeah. But like when I think about like big carry distances, I think about like really warm and humid, like the ball just stays in the air forever. You're not going to get a whole lot this week. So the carry, basically the narrowest part of the fairway and where the bunker comes is 303. Like that's a big poke for most of the field, almost all of the field. Like really there's
Rory.
Yeah, basically Rory at this point. And then it winds out like basically to clear the rough, it's about 310. Basically Rory at that point. If you're kind of a shorter hair, let's say you're like a Morikawa, like Tommy Fleetwood or so. You carry about like 285, 290. I mean, you still got a lot of room here. 38 yards of fairway, basically at 290 here. Fairway's gonna be soft. Also, too, like obviously, if you're hitting way into this big, like fescue area right here, you're in huge trouble. But if you're somebody who hits like a left or right tee shot, nice fade, like this is actually a nice aiming point. And if you're going left, like you just hit a bad shot if you like to hit a fade. So I would say this hole probably doesn't favor carry distance because there's not many guys who can do it. And there's plenty of room for guys who lay it back a little short and they still got 150 into the green. So here's number 5. Again, Bunkers are on the left over here. So if you're somebody who likes to hit a left or right shot, you're basically aiming for these and peeling it away. Yes, it bottlenecks around 288, but it's like 34 yards wide, like around 295, it's 30 yards. Like there are golf courses we've charted out where it bottlenecks to like 20 yards. Like that's pretty severe.
Yeah.
30 yards is still a lot of room, and it's still pretty soft. 298 to carry everything. There's more guys that could probably do it here. So yes, if we can carry all this, sure, gets up to 40 yards. There's still plenty of room for a lot of these guys. For a lot of guys who are like, try to hit it maybe like 288, 285. Plenty of room still, especially if you like, hitting left or right shots. Number 6, I will concede. This is going to be tough for a shorter hitter. 267. These dots are a little off because Google Earth's funny with that. But 267 to the start of the bunker right here. It bottlenecks to 30 yards. To clear everything, it's 295. I'll concede it. If you're a shorter hitter, this is a tougher hole. You're probably going to have to lay back and have a much longer approach shot into the green. If you can carry it 295, that's a big edge. I will grant you that. So point for the Bombers on that one.
Yep.
Number 7, this one. So the start of the bunkers are like 265, 268. Guys, Kevin Kisner is the shortest hitter on the PGA Tour. He carries 265. He ain't in this field. All right, so basically anybody can carry this. And it starts, that's the narrowest parts of this fairway. It starts getting wider and wider the farther you go. And if you are concerned about carrying this bunker, that means your drive's going wayward left or wayward right. It's a bad drive at that point. Just keep it right in front of you. It starts opening up around 290, 288. Like everybody can basically get to the fat part of the fairway. So that's not applicable there. Number 9, to carry, there's bunkers all the way down the left. It actually gets narrower the farther you hit it. And to carry everything is 321. Not even really Rory could probably do that this week.
Yeah.
So that's not going to be applicable. Number 11, 307 to carry everything over on the left. And then, yes, it gets to be 42 yards wide. But again, that takes a big poke. Maybe 3 guys can do it in this field this week.
Yeah.
And actually around from 260 to 275, 280 or so. The fast part of the fairway, before there's 40 yards here. Plenty of room. And again, the bunkers are all on the left. If you like hitting a left or right tee shot, you got plenty of room here, guys. And it's going to be soft fairways. So you can keep it there. Number 12, again, 303 to carry everything over here. Not many guys can do that. But yes, this would be a harder shot for a shorter hitter because it bottlenecks about 30 yards. But again, 30 yards, it's not horrible. It's still a lot of room. So, and if you lay back a little bit, let's say you club down, to keep it short of this bunker here, 150 into the green. That's not bad. If as long as you're in the short grass, if you're one of those shorter guys who are good with their wedge shots, 150, pretty good. Okay. Number 15, this is the par 5. And this is going to be, I think, we talked about this. This is going to be a tough driving hole for everybody. Runs out to 335. I don't think anybody's really going to get there because of how soft it is. And I don't think you're in that carry distance. But for a shorter hitter, we talked about actually how difficult the greenside surrounds are here with all the bunkers and the false front here. Some of these shorter hitters might just decide to make this a 3-shot hole, and that might not actually be a bad play. So, that might not matter all that much here. Number 17, again, you got 305 to carry this bunker that cuts into the fairway here to make it 26 yards wide. Not many guys can carry all that. If you are somebody who like a shorter hitter hits a left to right fade, you basically aim for this bunker over here, peel it back about 286. It's 40 yards wide. That's a lot of room to navigate, to operate with that point. And it's only 273 to carry this bunker on the right. So again, they're not really out of it. And then 18, this is similar to what we saw earlier. 330 to carry everything. It narrows the farther you get it. No one can carry 330, guys. So I would probably say yes, if you hit it very far, yeah, sure, you can carry everything. There's not many guys who can do it. And there's still plenty of room for some of these shorter guys to still have a short iron into a soft green from short grass. So I'm not really all that concerned about distance. I do want to make sure, while I think, and we made this point on Sunday, that you're not gonna be able to separate yourself off the tee all that much. That doesn't necessarily mean driving doesn't matter. Like if you're spraying it everywhere, I think you're going to cost yourself scoring opportunities because the optimal place to have when you have a scoring club is a wedge is clearly going to be in the fairway. So I do want to make sure that like you can keep it in front of you, like especially if you're a shorter hitter. I like this week. I want you to have that scoring club from the fairway. I want you to be able to drive it relatively well this week to give you more of those opportunities. And then, just like looking at guys who are pretty good from under 150. There's a high volume of shots from over 200 too. So I looked at that as well. Are you good at these fast bent grass classic, greens that I know you can putt on, even if you haven't been very good putters lately? Do you have a pretty good short game in case you do miss a green? That's really all I looked for this week. So I didn't really change much of my take from Sunday.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No, I mean, I think I think we covered it. I think maybe it was nice to go back over, especially if that's the narrative that's running around. But yeah, I don't think that changes anything that I really picked based off of what we talked about on Sunday.
Okay. There you go. As far as this though, the wind direction, I haven't really seen a whole lot of wind just in the forecast. Like 7 to 10 miles per hour. So, that can definitely play a little bit of a factor this week, but it's not huge. Maybe Saturday there could be some wind, but I just haven't seen a whole lot of significant wind in the forecast like this week. It's mostly just rain has been the concern. So obviously that could change.
Predicting wind this far out is predicting wind this far out is pointless.
Right. From what I've seen, it doesn't seem like there's a ton of wind at all. So, but maybe that forecast can change. So, all right. Let's so you have the tip chart in front of you, right?
I do.
Okay. All right. I think
all right.
For me to...
So we got 8 guys. 8 guys. Shorten's field. So in theory, this should be easier for you. So I expect you to get them all.
Okay. Well, before the show, I actually wrote down 9 names just to kind of prep. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
So how about we go with a guy that you mentioned earlier about the narrative about returning to the Northeast? Your boy, Keegan Bradley.
Yeah, number 1 most tipped golfer.
He's number 1.
Yeah, that's why I'm terrified.
All right. I have a take later about Keegan that we can talk about.
Did you hear about his Ryder Cup dinner?
I heard that he was inviting Bryson and Brooks, but Patrick Reed didn't get invited.
Yeah, but there's also the top 20 in the standings as well for the Ryder Cup points.
Okay. Why is that controversial?
It's controversial because Patrick Reed isn't going. And people like to boo.
Oh, okay.
If I say the word boo on Twitter, someone will tell me to go fuck myself. Like it's such a crazy fucking place.
I mean, look, I would hope that if the Americans were serious about winning, they would have Patrick Reed because look, like we're choosing from Maverick McNeely and like Andrew Novak and Brian Harmon at like the back end of that US team. I'm sorry, I'd rather have Patrick Reed.
And
despite his locker room issues. I want to win.
Yeah. 100% right. Everybody needs a bad guy anyway. All right. So you got the number 1 most tipped.
All right. That's good. How about another guy that I think I saw his name bounce around the Discord a lot this week? How about Sepp Straka?
Yep. Number 3.
Okay. Good. I didn't bet either of those guys, but
okay.
All right. How about
number 2?
You go for number 2. How about Tommy Fleetwood?
Fleetwood is not on the chart because this is in America, Steve, and this is a PGA tournament.
That's true. That is true. Okay. All right. Strike 1 for me. How about Patrick?
Just say number 2. You already know who it is. You bet him. Just go ahead and say number 2.
How about Patrick Cantlay?
There it is. Number 2.
He's number 2?
He's number 2.
All right. Ugh. Now I don't know if I want to talk about that in the show now. Okay. All right. All right. How about Russell Henley?
No. Strike 2.
No. Okay.
No, that's an ISN thing.
Okay. Shane Lowry?
Yep, he's on it. Number 4. So you get the top 4. So you just
all right. I got top 4. I got 2 strikes.
Yep. You can get one of these. Doesn't make sense to me. So you can get 2 more.
I mean, let's swing for the fences here. Is Andrew Novak on the list?
No, Andrew Novak is not.
All right. Strike 3. All right. So who's the rest of the list?
Decky at 5, Wyndham at 6, Justin Rose at 7 and Jordan Spieth at 8.
Oh, I had Wyndham and Rose on my list too. I should just went with
I don't know
that.
why Spieth's on the list, just because he finished well last week, I guess.
Yeah, I think probably I think he's done well like way back in the day, Northeast. If you're looking at like fast bent grass greens.
Yeah, makes sense.
That narrative.
That's well in Augusta.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Pretty good though. We got the top 4.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, not a lot of surprises. I mean, I had Clark on the list. I had Rose on the list. I just went off, AWOL with the Andrew Novak pick. So, all right, let's start breaking it down then.
All right, let's go. Jump to the top of the board. We want to keep it 20 and under. So start at Rory. You got Colin, Xander, JT, Ludwig, and Mr. Patrick Cantlay at 20.
Okay. Did you consider it all single bowling Rory this week?
I did for a little bit, but here I am being an armchair psychologist. Like, he won the Masters. He's doing the media tour. How focused is he really? This is a hit and giggle. The guy's got $800 bazillion in the bank, and he just got the biggest monkey that mattered to him in his life off. Do you think he gives a shit about this, or do you think he gives a shit about the PGA next week? I'm not saying that really affects it, but I'm sure if you're not laser focused in against other top athletes like that might be lasered in, the 5-1 is kind of a stretch for me.
Okay, I mean, that narrative doesn't really play all that much, because how many times did he win Quail Hollow for the PGA?
Yeah, no, that's fair.
He's won the Scottish Open for the Open.
Yeah,
that doesn't matter.
Yeah,
so
I feel like winning the Masters. I feel like winning the Masters is a little different. He literally got a 15-year monkey off his back that was haunting his every waking moment.
All right. Can I give you? Yeah. Can I give you a counter? I think.
Yeah. I mean, look. I get all the reasons to bet him. Like, I get it. Like, he's clearly the best player on the planet right now. He hits it a fuck ton. His wedges are way better than they used to be. The only thing you question is his putting. But if he's giving himself 10 to 15 foot looks with the wedges because he can bomb it all day, he's giving himself plenty of scoring opportunities, and it's Rory. So I mean, I get it.
Okay, so I've actually listened to the Bob Rotella book, which like goes over like all like his sports psychology to like approach golf. Like, how do you like improve your mental golf game? Because I have needed that in my life. I've been a hothead that has let my head just completely ruin my game. And actually listening to that book gave it some tips. So I do know a little bit of, I think, where Rory's head is at. The biggest thing, one of the anecdotes in that book was, I forget who he was working with some LPGA golfer, and she had finally won a major. So Bob went up to him and was like, congratulations, great. And she's like, no. Like, like what's next? Like, what's the next big thing? And that's like a big theme in that book is once you accomplish a goal, like what's like the next goal in that? So who knows? I mean, like, I don't think that would involve just going in cruise control this week and taking the foot off the gas.
No, I mean, I get it.
Yeah, I think you probably want to keep building a momentum. But as far as like the golf course goes, like we talked about this on Sunday, where I think we said it was going to be a shorter golf course with a high volume of wedges. Like 2 years ago, we would not think Rory, but he has absolutely shoved that all in our faces this week or this year. So, yeah, I considered it. I mean, I'm looking at a 6-1 right now on Bet Online for Rory. Just because of how I bet and structure my card, I did not go that way. But this was as close as I've come this year to single bullet and something up at the top. Yeah, it would absolutely not surprise me. If
it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. It's just like last week. Like Scotty didn't surprise me. They went out there on boat race the field. It didn't surprise me in the slightest. Like the only thing I think I'm maddest about is when I was putting my first round leaders together, I was going to put a nice chunk on 14-1 just to cover my whole week with Scotty for first round leader. And I was like, nah, fuck that. He's going off in the afternoon. Smart guy I am. Very smart.
Yep. Yeah. So I definitely considered it. Did not go there, but like, as you know, if we talk about like the slideshow I just had, the one person that can basically carry all that stuff is Rory McIlroy. So if that is true, that's the guy this week, and he would boat race the field. Do you have Rory at all on your card at all? Like positional? Like last week we went over this and you said, no, I'm not gonna have Scotty anything, and that would have cleaned up. Scotty wins, Scotty top 10, Scotty top 5 matchup. Are you going there this week with anything?
I didn't see anything that I wanted to.
Okay, how about this? All right, Rory McIlroy top 5 plus 125.
Yeah, I'd do that.
You would
but
do
I don't
that.
have that. Yeah, but I don't have that.
All right. I didn't see this price, but this is tempting. Rory McIlroy top 10 minus 150.
Yeah, juice only matters if you lose. I'd take that. I'd prefer that than the top 5.
Oh man, I might have to add that.
Yeah.
You want to
this never turns out badly for us.
No, it never turned out badly. You want to lay a President's Cup bet at minus 400 on Rory top 20?
No, I'd rather lay.
No,
I'd rather lay 2/3 of a President's Cup bet on a top 10.
Okay. How about a President's Cup bet on Rory minus 225 over Colin Morikawa?
No, it's golf. It's too much variance.
Okay. How about Rory McIlroy over your favorite golfer, Justin Thomas? Minus 190.
No, because I got a weird feeling about JT this week.
You do. Okay. All right. So really where you would go with Rory
top 10
this week.
Top 10.
The top 10 minus 150. Like lock that.
Yeah, but I gotta pay minus fucking 200 because the Seminoles are fucking criminals.
Yeah, but you're not dead heating that, right?
No, that's definitely a dead heat with
Oh, it is.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, when I say criminals, I mean to the highest degree of criminals.
Yeah, that is terrible. So all right, and then possibly the top 5.
I get better odds from Vito down at the fucking corner bar.
All right, and possibly top 5 plus 125 then. Okay.
Yeah, actually, I'd actually probably go heavy on that, and then probably like half the size of whatever I decide to lay on that to the top 5.
Okay. All right. Let's move on then. So, as everybody knows, for these elevated events, signature events, I'm usually betting 2 guys under 30 to 1, and then probably like a longer shot, like 75 to 1. So I still get my 7x return on a guy who has like some win equity, like who has won big time tournaments. So clearly we're about to enter a range where I'm bet 2 guys. So let's go to you though. Where's your head at in this range?
So here's where I'm at. So I don't want to bet Xander. Just don't. Like I'm not feeling it. Colin scares me because of like what we talked about. Like he's great with a wedge. I think he's deadly with a fucking 8-iron. The only thing that holds me up with him is the fucking putting. But he putts well at Augusta, and if these are bent grass greens, new caddy is Griner gonna be the key to unlocking JT and fucking Colin Morikawa within 3 weeks of each other? That would be very interesting. JT winning back to back. I don't know who's on his bag this week, but 3 caddies in 3 weeks. But I feel like the same thing.
It's his old caddy. He's back.
Oh, okay, all right. So okay, so it's just the second one. Yeah, man. I mean, obviously JT will have confidence coming in. There's arguably sorry, I laughed at what Devin said. There's arguably
by the way, Devin, that was very helpful. Thank you. I didn't respond earlier. That was extremely helpful what you did. And if you happen to do that every single week, I would not object. I'm not asking you to, but I very much enjoyed that PDF. That was incredible. Thank you.
Or I'm asking you not to either. But yeah, so JT, I mean, look, wedge play, like, I mean, fuck, you can't ask for a better wedge player than JT. Like we said, he feels like he gets too cute sometimes around the green, but that shouldn't matter here, right? He should be hitting the greens. He should be putting. Dude, when I looked at his putting strokes, where the fuck were they at? The 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 of the last 4 weeks, he's gained over 4.5 strokes putting. Maybe he fucking figured it out. Maybe it figured out, you know, like, oh man, like and it's a good number, right? 16. I'm sure you can get a boost wherever you bet. Shout out PK. But it'll like I'm not betting Cantlay. I know you're gonna bet Cantlay, and I understand all the reasons you're betting Cantlay. I really feel like the player advisory board, that's a real thing. And I also feel like he's a soulless heartless serial killer, and he's perfectly fine with collecting his 5th place bag. And I don't think he actually gives a shit if he wins or not. I've never seen him show emotion enough that he actually cares when he wins. I just don't. And then who else we got down here? So, and Ludwig. So Ludwig, I'm confused on.
Okay. What are you confused about?
Don't. So when you take a look at him, what is he doing on bank grass?
So, I mean, he's putted really well at Augusta.
I know.
I think he has a couple of good finishes at Murfield Village.
And he's long and straight. He's another guy who can probably carry 305, right?
He can carry it. His average is 303. So, yes, he definitely has the firepower to do it.
But that motherfucker misses left. He misses left. And irons are spotty at best right now.
And his short game stinks.
His short game stinks, but I don't think that matters, right? Like, I mean, if you're bombing it down and you got a short iron in your hand, you should.
Yeah, but what if you miss that green though?
Yeah, I hear you. But what I'm saying, like,
that's my concern for Ludwig.
Yeah, no, listen, I hear you. So listen, I don't have him on. That's more of like a DFS consideration for me. But I'm legitimately going between Morikawa and JT, and you know how I feel about both of them, and that's why I think my brain is in a pretzel. Like I don't know which one of these assholes to bet. I know whichever one I choose is going to be wrong, and I'm going to be fucking tilting all weekend, and it's going to make me lose my fucking ever-loving mind.
Okay. All right. So we'll do a similar game that what we did with Harbor Town, where I pick a group of guys and I start eliminating right there. I love JT this week. I love what he can offer.
Back-to-back wins after not winning.
But this is the thing. But that's the thing. Like this is my own hang up is
I know
the back-to-back wins. He's defending Quail Hollow next week. But what are you talking about?
He's defending Quail Hollow?
No, he won the last PGA there.
Fine.
Yeah. That's what I mean by that. So there's some pride with that. He won the last PGA.
You just broke my brain for a second. I was like, wait, what did I miss? Wait,
no.
I know I'm forgetful. My God.
He won the last PGA championship at Quail Hollow. That will be a big narrative this week. And I think that's important to him. Like, I think that would be like, all right, I won this last time. So maybe this is like the top 10 this week, which I actually did bet. I bet that plus 175. I really like him at this golf course. You're right. He has definitely figured out the putter. He's been great.
It's crazy how good. I mean, you look at those stats, it's fucking nuts.
Yeah, I am a little concerned about him going to Bentgrass though, because like he's been doing all this on Overseed and like Bermuda and everything. But I'll just ride with the hot putter. Wedge game is tremendous. Yeah. He can spray it though, so that's got to be better. But these are really generous fairways, so I think I like the form he's coming in with this week. So I bet him top 10. But for outright, it came down to Colin, Xander, Cantlay, and if you can believe it, Fleetwood.
So gross.
Which I quickly eliminated. I quickly eliminated.
I like Victor way better than Fleetwood.
I get it with Victor.
Sorry, go through your thing, and then I'll make my case for Victor. That's fine.
Okay. All right. I quickly eliminated Fleetwood from that. Well, I'm like, what am I doing? So there's actually, you can bet him top 20 because I don't even trust him for a top 10, but like top 20, you bet him even odds.
I mean, he's been really flat. He's been really flaccid Fleetwood this year.
I know, but like flaccid Fleetwood, like T17 in a 65-man field.
Have they even done that recently?
Yeah, he's been finishing top 20. Where he's been pretty good with the short irons, and even though he hasn't been putting very well, he on faster bentgrass surfaces, he's been pretty good in his career. At least the ones I looked at.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. All
so there's that. Xander, I just don't think he's ready to win one right now. I think it's crescendoing. I think he's starting to come together, and I'm hoping that he maybe might start figuring things out by Oakmont.
Yeah.
But I just think, his putting still has been pretty loose. Now we are going to Bentgrass, but his putting's been pretty loose. Off the tee still been pretty loose, having some trouble there. His short irons over the last year hasn't been quite as sharp as other guys in this range.
Yeah.
So that was enough for me to get off him. But he's getting better. His iron game's been great. It's getting better. So I bet Colin at 16. We get him on a golf course with softer fairways where I like. One of the reasons why I made an emphasis to show like all those bunkers are on the left side is Colin's. That's a great aiming point for Colin.
Yeah, he misses
right back.
I know.
There's plenty of room, and he's tremendous with the short irons. Yes, he's been struggling with the putter, but putts well at Augusta, putts well at Murfield Village. He won an accordion Arashino. Those have really fast, slick bentgrass surfaces too. I have also seen him win before, famously, where he lost like 8 strokes putting at Riviera, and then he came back the next week and won. And they're actually, I saw a Golf Channel special today where they actually went into the caddy change. And look, you could take.
Is it like a new coach bump or something?
Well, you could take the argument that like people are saying like Colin's been really bitchy lately, which
he's been bitchy his whole life.
Yeah, well, apparently what he said was just things have just been off. He hasn't been happy, and you could take that he's just being bitchy. But maybe there really was something going on between him and his caddy, and he just wasn't happy. And now he's got somebody new on the bag. Maybe he's in a better mental headspace.
Fine.
So I bet Colin. And look, I called my sponsor 5 times. They didn't answer, and I relapsed. I bet Cantlay.
I don't know why. Like you say this every year, multiple times a year, and then during the same year, it's not even like it carries over from the year after. And it's like you're hammered out one night at the bar, and you fucking find somebody smoking a butt, and you go smoke a cigarette. It's like you quit cigarettes on Monday, you're out back at the bar on Friday, and you're actively seeking someone out to seek a cigarette. But in your brain, you know you're doing it on purpose, but you accidentally find someone. You have to stop betting Cantlay. And listen, I said the same thing about JT, so what the fuck do I know?
All right. So I want to bring that up, by the way, the JT thing, because honestly, that had a lot of motivation in me betting Cantlay this week. Is I went on that show and said JT, and you were like, JT doesn't win. He doesn't do shit. And I said, if JT is going to break the winless streak, it's going to be a course like Harbortown. And I think with Cantlay, just looking at where he has won in his career and his best finishes, if Cantlay is going to break the winless streak, it's going to be a course like this. And
he hasn't had a top 10 since Genesis.
I get that. At
least JT was close.
But most of Cantlay's problems have been with the putter. It has not been ball striking. Has not been driving. Has not been with the irons. The green. And around the green too. I will concede that. But historically, on these types of like around the green comps, like these types of golf courses, he's actually done very well in his career there, and he's putted very well these types of courses too. So this is banking.
I'm sure he'll win and continue the Capper Misery Tour of the year.
I mean, that would be tragic for you.
Oh yeah, sure.
That would be tragic.
You look so upset.
So those are my 2 guys at the top. Colin at 16, Cantlay at 20.
So so now I have to decide whether I ride with you with Colin, the gutless loser, who I'm going to lose my fucking mind at with a 5 to 10 foot putt on Saturday and Sunday. The sun run pointed out. Or I got to think JT's winning back to back. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I don't know. Because I wanted Colin and like, so if Colin's going to lay back and he's a short hitter, he's still going to have what, 150, 140 in at worst. And that's his 8 iron, right?
That's less than that. That's like a,
right. That's
a 9 iron.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Even maybe even a wedge if he's got some wind in his back.
Ugh.
Like these guys hit their wedge. These guys hit their wedge.
Does it being so soft? Like he's not really a high ball hitter though, so I guess it's not gonna stop any type of rollout for him because he doesn't really hit the ball super high.
No, I mean no one's gonna get really a lot of rollout this week.
No,
so
fuck me. I can't believe I gotta choose between one of these.
All right.
Wait, all right. So you said what don't you like about Victor? I think Victor is trending in the right direction. He obviously won. He said he didn't know where anything was fucking going. He still stinks around the fucking green. He's trying to figure his putter out. And I know his driver was still kind of shaky at best, right? Like flying left, flying right a little bit. But this seems like the type of place that he can win at. He's long and straight when he's hitting it right. And when he is on with his irons, he's one of the best iron players in the world. And I mean, he's gained 7 tournaments in a row with his irons. Seemed like around the green and putting, shocker, was his problem most of the time. Off the tee, shaky,
yeah. So that's the thing is like no one's gonna be perfect, and I like this is an outright bet.
Yeah,
and I think that's gonna get him probably at some point.
So I understand.
I do understand the argument of he's done really well at courses with a lot of thick rough around the greens. I think my fear with this place is that this is there's a lot of like tricky bunkers around these greens, like a lot of them. And it's easy to find those. Yeah. That's my concern. Also concerned with like, I tried to drill down for comp courses, like a lot of these like classic courses that were built in like the golden age of architecture, like between the 19 teens and like 1920s or so. And while yes, he does have a win at Olympia Fields, otherwise a lot of courses that are kind of like that, he doesn't have great results. So that was enough for me to eliminate him.
Yeah. Right,
so I get it though. His iron play has been great. Short iron play has been great. He putts really well on these types of surfaces too. This is just an outright bet, and I just feel like that's going to get him at some point. Like that's the difference.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm fine with that. And so we already talked about Tommy. So let's just go. We'll go Spieth, Henley, Connors, Decky, Lowry, Straka, Berger, Mav, McNeely, Sanjay. We'll go Day, Keegan. We'll stop there at 50.
All right. Well, Day withdrew, so he's out.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry. Yes,
okay.
I was just reading names. I'm Ron Burgundy. If you put it in front of me, I read it.
That's true. All right. I have takes on a lot of these guys, but why don't you just start? Like, who do you?
So I don't really know. I mean, so I know all the data guys love Henley, and look, he definitely proved us wrong by beating Morikawa the week after I thought he was going to win. Thanks, Russ. Connors, no. Decky, no. Lowry, no. Straka, I guess I understand. Berger, I don't understand why people are still so in love with Berger. It just makes no sense. Makes no sense to me.
So yeah, so Berger was like Henley for a while, where everything looks great, but it's a lot of like solid top 20,
right,
low end top 10 finishes. Like he's like a positional like machine at this point.
Yeah.
So I get
his second place at Waste Management wasn't close. Fucking Dietrich beat him by a field goal. You know what I mean? Or not field goal, a touchdown. So
yeah, and even his third at Harbor Town, he was like 8 shots off the lead.
Yeah, exactly. Round. So
yes, it was that's more of a mirage.
Yeah, and in a big boy field like that, like, and what I mean, I can't even tell you. Has he ever won? Oh yeah, he won the AT&T fucking Pro-Am.
He's won he's won like 4 times.
I know. Yeah, I know. The but I mean, he hasn't won in literally fucking over 4 years. Coming off an injury, playing well, but in a big boy field, like, I'm good. I'll pass.
I don't know. I get it. Like if this is like he's a shorter hitter, but he's one of these guys that can take advantage of soft, generous fairways by hitting a lot of them. Good short iron player, good bent grass putter. So yeah, I totally understand it. I didn't go there. His positional price, I looked at the positional price. It didn't really seem all that appealing to me. Like I was getting a top 20 on Berger at like plus 130.
Yeah, a lot of these top 20s are like plus one, like all the guys who you kind of liked for placements are plus 135, plus 155s, like juice ain't worth the squeeze this week.
Yeah, I mean, Fleetwood, I just had like a feeling like plus 100. I just feel like he's just going to be
the year of the loser. I mean, look,
I like Fleetwood for this golf course, but like I feel like that's going to be like a T12 this week. So I like that. I do like Sepp though for this place.
Okay, talking about Sepp.
So I like Sepp. If this was firmer, I don't think I would like Sepp as much because then you start running the risk of not being to hold greens, and he's so bad around the green. But because, and even though he is a shorter hitter, and we just went through the slideshow, that a lot. He's an example of a shorter hitter that can definitely keep it in the fairway and hit a lot of fairways and have a lot of short irons into these greens. And he has been an absolute monster from under 150 for over last year. He's also been tremendous from 200 plus as well. That's a big boost for me. And you put him on a lot of these faster bentgrass surfaces. He's been pretty good in his career. So that's another one where I'm trying to forecast maybe a return with his putter this week because it hasn't been all that great, at least for the last.
He's lost three. He's lost three. Last three, right? But
yeah,
he hasn't
but
lost. Yeah. He hasn't lost more than 3 in a row with his putter. He barely lost on that. So I wouldn't even count that as 0.1. So basically going back to match of last year.
Yeah. So top 20 on him plus 140. Kind of like that price. I like a lot of things he's
good price
me this week. Yeah.
That's a good price.
So I went there for a positional.
Okay.
I mean, like, listen, I like Hideki this week.
Why? Just out of curiosity, why?
Well, because great short iron player. He's been pretty good on faster bentgrass surfaces in his career. Obviously, the win at Augusta. He's won it in Arashino, where he said afterwards, where this is just the surface he grew up putting on. He's comfortable on that surface. So I feel like he might be able to putt pretty well here. But looking at his last couple years or so, it hasn't really been these Northeast golf courses where he's been great. It's been a lot of these shorter Bermuda courses or Hawaii or something. So that was enough for me to maybe pass on him. But that's I get it though. I looked at him. I looked at Lowry as well. Was very close to pulling the trigger on positional, but his top 20 price this week was plus 125.
Yeah, not worth it.
And his irons also haven't been as good the last 2 tournaments. That's concerning.
What are your thoughts on Keegan? Most tipped.
So here's the thing. I actually went and yes, he's won a Ronnemank. Other than that though,
he won the Super.
Yes, you have Travelers. But I wouldn't
Travelers, and then think about it. He was second to Rory in that super wet Quail that wasn't at Quail. It was in Maryland. That's Northeast.
That's not really Northeast, but okay. That's Mid-Atlantic.
Maryland's 100% Northeast. What are you talking about?
That's Mid-Atlantic.
Mid-Atlantic. Fuck off. If you consider Jersey the Northeast, then you consider Maryland the Northeast.
North Jersey. All right.
Yeah.
It's not really Northeast, but okay. That's like saying
tell somebody from South Jersey that they're fucking basically on the Mason-Dixon line.
Maryland is Mid-Atlantic. That's like saying Pittsburgh is Northeast.
Okay? Pittsburgh is not the Northeast. That's not even close.
Exactly. And Maryland is not in the Northeast. It's Mid-Atlantic.
Baltimore is 5.5 hours from Boston. It's
Baltimore is Mid-Atlantic,
Philly.
Sir. Okay. All right. Maybe we'll put up a poll. Okay.
Yeah,
is Maryland
is Baltimore the Northeast?
Mid-Atlantic.
Baltimore is definitely the Northeast. 100%.
Get out.
You don't consider Baltimore the Northeast? That's crazy.
No, I consider the Mid-Atlantic.
An hour and a half from New York.
Okay. Do you consider Washington D.C. the Northeast?
No, I consider.
Thank you. They're 30 miles away. That's a bad take. Baltimore is not the Northeast. What are you talking about?
Thank you. Maryland is definitely the Northeast to someone from the South.
From the South. Okay. Exactly. And here's this one. Yeah, the DMV is definitely not the Northeast. Thank you very much. Okay.
It's not the DMV.
This could be something that divides us.
It's not
that tears the show apart.
He means the DMZ, not the DMV. I'm assuming is what Pepe means.
No, DC, Maryland, Virginia. That's what that means.
Oh, I thought it was like the demilitarized zone.
No, that's not. No, DC, Maryland, Virginia. That is not.
Making fun of how violent Baltimore and DC are.
Okay. All right. I'm not even including that one. Okay. So
I think Baltimore's 100% the Northeast. You can suck.
But all right. Otherwise, a lot of like these BMW championships and Northern Trust that have been in New York area, even TPC Boston or something. He hasn't been all that good. Yes, he won a Ronnemank. I will grant you that, but that was a long time ago. So I get it with him. But
what were the greens you just won on in Japan?
That was that was Bentgrass 3 years ago. Yes. So there you go. Okay. That's a feather in his cap.
Okay.
Listen, I can't.
We were talking about Decky.
look, I can't bet everybody. There's tiebreakers.
No, that's
for
fine.
me. So
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't get around to it. And like, I mean, what was this? What's like his top 20 price for that I could get for him?
It's shitty. It's like plus 140.
Yeah, like plus 140 or something.
Yeah.
So I ended up going with Sepp Straka instead of Keegan.
Yeah, fine. Whatever. No question there. That's fine.
Okay.
All right. So let's just go 50 to 100. We're already running 50 minutes in. So 50 to 100. You like anybody in here? Anybody you hate?
Okay.
Anybody you were close on?
So I like
Because
Siwoo
the only guy I bet is in this range. So
all right, I like Siwoo this week. So again, a lot of this. Okay, so coming off a good finish last week.
Yep, great finish. Yep.
I'm talking about a guy who, yes, he's short, but I think he can take advantage of these generous fairways to hit a lot of them, to have a lot of short irons, and he's very good with the short irons, good from over 200 as well. Good around the green in case he needs that as well. Not struggling with the putter, but he's been pretty good on faster bentgrass surfaces in his career. Putts really well at Augusta, Murrayfield Village. He put pretty well at Accordion Arashino last fall as well. So again, I'm trying to forecast out. There's a lot of data on him on Bermuda or Overseed or POA. We're going to a different surface where I've seen him have success on these types of greens in the past. I think that's going to translate this week. So I like Siwoo this week. But the guy I bet at 75 to 1, though, he's on the tip chart, but I bet Justin Rose this week. That fit. Why are you laughing?
It's just funny to me. Like, I don't know. It's just funny. Like I like Justin Rose, and I feel like it's like a good feel good story, but I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, the case for Justin Rose. I mean, obviously he's shown up this year in the big boy events. He showed up at Pebble, showed up at Bay Hill, showed up at the Masters. So there's a lot of money here. A signature event. So he definitely can peak here. The form coming in is really good. He's driving it really good. He actually has a little more distance than you think. He's been really good with the short irons. Good career on fast bentgrass surfaces in his career. Also, he's going for the Triple Crown in Philadelphia for victories.
Oh, really? All right,
So
talk to me about that.
We won at Marion for the U.S. Open.
Oh,
he won at Aronimink in 2010.
Okay.
So now he's going for, I mean, listen, you could argue that if he wins this week at the Philadelphia Cricket Club, he probably should go up there in the Philadelphia athlete Mount Rushmore, with, guys like Joel Embiid or Donovan McNabb, like just like guys who just Philadelphia athlete or fans just love and adore those types of guys. I'm being sarcastic. Philly fans, I think, hate those guys. But regardless, though, he's been pretty good in the Philadelphia area, pretty good on these types of golf courses. 75 to 1 qualifies as somebody who has won big boy events playing good that has fallen down the odds board a little bit.
Okay. So, I don't hate it. I mean, it's a good number.
Yeah. So, and they fit on my card. So Colin at 16, Cantlay at 20, Justin Rose 75. That's the outright card this week. And I backed up with top 20 plus 225.
Okay. So I bet Wyndham Clark.
I get it.
Because I hate money.
Okay. What's the case for Wyndham?
Listen, he bombs it and he's good. He's better with his wedges than people think, and he can absolutely get hot with a putter showing from Pebble Beach, right? He's won at short courses before. I just don't know how he's done on bent. That's the only thing that worries me.
I have pretty good numbers on these types of greens. I mean, LACC was bent.
Oh, all right.
So there
it
you
is
go.
wide open on the right here as LACC was.
I mean, listen, he hits a lot of fades. He's not hitting towards those bunkers.
He's not, and he's playing all right. He lost off the tee at RBC.
He's hitting his irons really poorly, though.
Look at the Houston Open. He didn't. That was only a month ago.
Yeah, but that's mostly long irons.
That's fair. And API's long irons too. Yeah, I mean, look, whatever, man. Like it's 60 to 1, and it's a guy who can win big boy golf tournaments, especially and at short courses. I was also looking at Brian Harmon because I'm betting all the guys I hate this week, apparently.
Are you really going to put together Art of Colin and Harmon. Like, why are you setting yourself up for a heart attack again?
I
wanna lose
don't
you.
know. I mean, think about it though. I mean, he's been playing. He's in really good form.
He is.
He's not long, right? But he's good enough with his fucking irons, and he can definitely bury fucking pots.
Yeah, he's
I
good
think
on
numbers
good on the surfaces.
Like on the side, 65. Like that's a really fair number. Like I don't like. I'm only betting one person under 20 to 1. Like I'm picking Colin or I'm picking JT, and I'm calling it a day, and I'm moving straight down the board. I might sprinkle Victor. He might be on like shadow card, but so then I'm looking at like. I'm not going back to Burns, who does it all with his putter. I touch the third rail with him once a year, like I always do. And remember, he sucks at golf. And then, yeah, I mean, Wyndham, even Denny McCarthy, like I don't know why I like Denny McCarthy. He's a fucking loser. Like I'm not gonna bet him. I'd rather bet Brian Harmon at the same fucking price. And anybody longer than that, the only guy I'd even consider is Christ, I guess. Somebody super down the board, like Cole, who's playing all right.
Yeah, I got him highlighted as like potential positional. I mean, decent short irons, good on bentgrass surfaces. I mean,
yeah,
I'm concerned he's one of those shorter guys who can't keep it on the planet.
Yeah,
like that would cost you. I think the guy I prefer down there would actually be Nick Taylor.
Well, that's fine.
I mean, the recent form hasn't been all that good, but it's just if you look at his profile, hits a lot of fairways, so he can take advantage of the short, wedges. Good with the short wedges. I feel like these surfaces may be a little better for him putting wise.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of people like Tom Hoagie. I get it. Great wedge player, putting well. I get it. I think he's gonna be chalk, but I get it.
I'm good. No.
I mean, Austin Eckler. I mean,
no,
he just drives it good. That's really about it, though.
Yeah, he's not winning.
EVR.
No.
Okay.
Although I did love his answer on the elevated fields.
What was his answer?
Like he's like, "Do you want to be honest?" And they were like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, I don't like them." He's like, "I wish there was a cut." He's like, I'll send you a snippet. I won't relive it for everybody.
Oh, so he goes up your power rankings then.
He does. Absolutely does.
All right.
Even with the stupid joggers.
How about short hitting ISN nightmare Brian Campbell?
No.
No. Good with the short wedges, good putter.
Yeah, all right, that's fair, I guess. But yeah, he's so short. He's
extremely
short.
He's
like Kisner short.
That's true. Like that I think number 7, where the bottleneck is at 265, that actually might be trouble for him. I will grant you that. Yeah. Couple other guys here. Jaeger. Not here. I don't think his long drive act of swinging 180% is going to play all that great here. So I don't love that. I get on board with Glover, though. I mean, he obviously won at Tillinghast with Bethpage, like way back in the day, but good iron player, 150 to 1. I don't know about the win, but probably positional. Maybe long shot top 20, top 10. I can get behind that. So Glover,
he won't be sweating. He'll be comfortable. He won't be sweating through his pants.
Glover won. I mean, the greens are not a comp, but they're bent grass. He won Deere Run. He won the John Deere. So, I mean, obviously, like the only link is just the agronomy, but they roll pretty good. They're in good condition, just like this place. I don't know. You're looking for just, can he putt on the surface? He's one on bent, at least.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I can get behind that. All right. Okay. That's it.
Yeah, that's it, man.
And then next week the PGA.
So I might be traveling for work next week. So I might be coming to you from like a hotel room unknown.
Ooh, okay. All right. I got to figure out a way to make the preview interesting because it's freaking Quail Hollow. that we cover
All right,
every single year.
so I can figure out a way to make it interesting. We can.
right.
Let me see if I can come up with a game.
Ooh, you're
Based
going
on
to do
the-
the game.
Yeah, let me see if I can come up with a game on like the
Ooh,
field,
all right.
the course. I have an idea on what I could do. I got
Okay. I like this. Boss and Cap are doing prep for the Sunday show, taking the pressure off me for once. I love
That's
it.
That's it.
Okay. Yeah, I think really what I'm going to go over is just the differences between this and a Wells Fargo, and the differences between this and the 2017 PGA. Because
Yeah.
I feel like people are going to be like, "Oh, let's just look at the 2017 PGA." No, it's going to play different.
Okay.
But that's really about it as far as
It's all the same.
So yeah, we'll be back on Sunday night,
Yep.
breaking down this tournament. Hopefully,
It's Mother's Day by the way, so that's going to be a very quick fucking show.
Oh, should we?
Maybe we do Saturday. You want to do Saturday?
Saturday's my birthday. I'm gonna be hammered, so I can't.
Great. That's even better. That'll be great for the
No,
game.
I'm gonna be out. I'm gonna be out on Saturday night, so I can't.
Are you turn 39 or 40?
39. We went over this on Sunday.
I know. I forgot. I couldn't remember what you said.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna be out, so I can't. It'll have to be Sunday night. I mean, all right, we'll take this off air.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, so listen, we'll be back at some point this weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all the females out there listening, if you have children, and all the dads. Make sure you do the right thing. Prep, do everything really good in the morning, and get everything set up. Let her sleep in. Do everything you need to do. That way, afternoon comes around, have activities for the kids and the wives. That way, you can at least watch the end of this tournament. Hopefully, we get a good sweat. And yeah, we'll talk to you guys this weekend coming up for the PGA Championship. Let's take down some Philly money. That'd be nice. All right, bye.